Thank you for answering. My name is Clinton. I'm with the Lamest Defenders. I'm missing my co-host. He's kind of my friend.
Good heavens, Watson, it's a street urchin. Fetch a shilling and a pail of soapy water.
I'm not a street urchin. I'm looking for my friend. I'm not a street urchin. I'm looking for my friend. May I have a towel? Thanks.
Oh, why didn't you say so? Step right on in.
Thank you. Thank you so much for seeing me on such short notice. My friend, he's been missing for... this actually looks really interesting. What is this game called?
This game has a name I'm pretty attached to. It's the original Sherlock Holmes and his Baker Street Irregulars. Let me explain it to you. So in the game, players take on the role of inspectors. They're trying to sweep the city streets of London from its various villains. And they'll be utilizing their Baker Street Irregular tokens, their BSI tokens, to go out and acquire evidence. Now it's a card drafting game, so you'll be given a collection of cards, and you'll choose one to keep. And then, the card you've chosen, you will use the bottom right corner there to determine how many BSI you must use to acquire it. So, that is going out and collecting the evidence. So, after gathering the evidence in the investigate phase, we move on to the arrest phase, where each inspector can use their evidence that they've acquired to attempt to arrest the villains. And so in this case, with the symbols I have here on my cards, I can match these up to, it looks like, this roulette right here, with the money, the death, the group, and the thumbprint icons, so I can spend those evidence and acquire or arrest Roylat, who will be worth a certain number of Holmes status points at the end of the game. Anytime a villain is arrested, you refill the slot where that card was, and also the inspector who arrested will go from the top of the arresting order, or wherever they were, to the bottom, and then all the other player cubes will shift up, since that is actually what determines the arresting order. After the arrest phase is the tail phase, and at that point you go through arresting order, where each player has the opportunity to take a BSI token, place it on a single villain, and now, in a later arrest phase, that villain, you only need to match 3 of the 4 icons in order to arrest that villain. So at the end of each round, the inspectors will compare their remaining BSI tokens, and the inspector with the most remaining will go first in choosing from the Holmes or Watson or Wiggins boards, or the final cards that were left there at the end of the round, and choosing any one of them, whether it be an evidence card to take into their collection, or these Holmes, Wiggin, and Watson boards, which will grant the player a one-time perk sometime during the following round. So after 4 rounds, inspectors will go through and add up the total number of Holmes status points they have on the villains they've arrested, and to that total they will also add the bonus points they get from their individual inspector objectives, where they will choose whichever one of these 3 gives them the greatest bonus. At which point the inspectors will compare their totals, and the inspector with the most points wins the Sherlock Holmes trophy. And this may look a little familiar, as it is based off of the trophy you walked by outside there earlier.
Well, this game looks really interesting. Where can I find it?
Well, if you go to Kickstarter.com, our campaign is live, and we're currently funded and working on stretch goals. So we're hoping to get additional cards in the game, some additional character boards, even a double side to our neoprene playmat that's included. There's some other things to unlock as well, but one thing you'll notice as you're scrolling through there toward the middle of the page, we're actually extending the opportunity to individuals to get cards made of themselves to be included in their game when they play it. Whether they want to be a witness on one of the evidence cards that are in play, they can actually even become an inspector, the inspector logo there, or they can work themselves or their children or young photos of themselves into those BSI tokens, and they can serve as that role of one of those street urchins. So
Nice.
We're really excited to extend that opportunity to people, and that's the plan to fund through the 25th.
Okay.
And then we're hoping to get the game in people's hands by Christmas.
That's awesome. That's fantastic. Well, I can't thank you enough for telling me about this, but I do have to ask, what do you think about my missing friend?
Oh, he's dead.
Oh.